Hi, welcome back to Shotoku Tech. I've been so busy with Meshtastic for the last year, I didn't notice that a year a year ago this month they came out with this Raspberry Pi Connect. It's a remote access, remote desktop session, screen sharing application that's available for Raspberry Pi 5, Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi 400, running the latest version of Bookworm. Yeah, and so now this month it's just come out of beta, Raspberry Pi Connect version 2.5. They tell you how to upgrade it. But then here, if you go ahead and upgrade to the latest version of Bookworm that just came out, yeah, there's another article saying the latest version of Bookworm is out. Yeah, now here it says, yeah, Debian is released on a 2-year cycle. So Trixie's coming out this summer. This is the last Bookworm update. So you're going to want to get that because it includes the Raspberry Pi Connect version 2.5.2. So you do sudo apt update and you hit enter and it tells you what packages are going to update. And then you go sudo apt full upgrade and it's going to perform that operating system upgrade to the latest version of Bookworm. Type that in, hit enter. Yeah, it's going to come to a couple of prompts where you have to answer yes, and then it's going to go, and we're just going to skip from here. So we've already rebooted and come back in, and I'm going through the start menu going, where's Raspberry Pi Connect? I don't see it anywhere here. Yeah, I stopped reading the instructions at some point. I even went ahead and tried to install it, and it says, oh no, the newest version's already installed. And that's when I notice it's actually down there by the clock. Yeah, it's right down there by the clock. It's a little icon there, and you can click on it, and you can click sign in. You can enable or disable. Still, I needed to create a sign in for Raspberry Pi ID first. Now I've got that done, so I'm clicking on the icon, clicking sign in, and I'm already signed in another tab, so it goes straight in to connect.raspberrypi.com, and I can add my device. I just need to give it a name. Shotoku RPi 5, create the device and sign in. Device sign in successful. We'll click on view all devices. And so you could have more than one of them here. You'll want to read up on how they're doing keeping the session alive and how they can wake up the remote device. So now I'm on my other machine across the room, signing in with my Raspberry Pi ID. Here's the console. I'm going to go ahead and try to connect via screen sharing there. Waiting for response from Shotoku RPi 5. Oh, and it timed out eventually. I kind of compressed some of this here, but it did time out eventually. It was kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it would connect, sometimes it wouldn't. Let me know if you worked out anything on the RPi Connect. But here you can troubleshoot with RPi Connect Doctor. You just type that, RPi Connect Doctor, and it checks all the aspects of RPi Connect. You see everything's ticked off just fine. I did get some indication that it couldn't connect at some point or that I needed to sign in again. Also, if you already have an active session on the desktop, you may want to enable desktop auto login via Raspi config if you're going to sign in as the same user. So these are a couple of things here. There is a extensive help and troubleshooting session, so you want to check that out. We're in RPi config and we've enabled auto login. Yeah, and then we're going to exit, and now it's going to want to reboot. Okay. All right, so now I'm back to the other machine on the other side of the room. Going to try screen sharing. Now this does take a long time, but you got to consider I'm not going to the machine just across the room. It's going out to the internet, out to connect.raspberrypi.com. Connect.raspberrypi.com is trying to create a session with Shotoku RPi 5. So we'll go ahead and wait for it. It takes a few minutes here. This is actual time. I didn't cut anything out. Okay, peer-to-peer connection successful. There's my desktop. From anywhere in the world, you could do this. Yeah, you see a little pop-up there saying screen sharing session has begun. Oh, look at the icons turned purple too. Yeah, so the little Raspberry Pi Connect icon by the clock has turned purple. So now you know somebody else is sharing your session with you. There we go. Yeah, let's click around a little bit here. Yeah, you can see here using RPi Doctor, I saw couldn't connect to the API and then authentication issue. So It's interesting. I'd like to try with a fresh Bookworm image and see if I get better results rather than upgrading. I don't know. But I'm going to keep playing with this a little bit. I recommend you try it out. Look for the links down below to the articles. Yeah, the RPi Doctor was handy. Yeah, couldn't connect to the API. Authentication, yeah, failed. And communication failed on 2 different times. But you see here I'm connected with the purple icon. So that's cool. Yeah, there's all the options when it's active and signed in. Yeah, and it shows that there's an active session. The pop-up shows that too. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm excited to try this some more, work with this some more. Again, leave a comment down below if you've had a different result or if you've done something that made it more stable or reliable. I'm interested to hear. Okay, I think I've had about enough of this. Yeah, you have access to the start button. It's just like being there. Wherever you're at in the world, you can remote into your Raspberry Pi and it'll be just like being there. Let's go ahead and disconnect. Screen sharing session ended. You may now close the window. All right, connect.raspberrypi.com. You need to create a login before you do it. So if you want to try this out for yourself, yeah, look for the links down below. And of course, you can leave a comment down below, give this video a like, and before you watch more of my massive Raspberry Pi playlist, please click on subscribe. Thank you very much.